Heritage Foundation is trying to take down hip hop. And they went and got all those. They raided his house because they knew, because of the lawsuit that Cassie came out and some other lawsuits that said he has cameras in every single room and he caught every person involved in hip hop for the last 40 years on camera doing shit.
Wow.
Knowingly or unknowingly? I wonder if people knew.
No, I don't think they probably knew that
and
they were being
apparently he's
filmed.
got Beyonce doing cocaine.
Wow.
And
Really?
he's got Jay-Z like coming all
Allegedly.
over her face on these. And so now the Heritage Foundation, which is the Republican foundation that supports Trump, has, because I believe that they're the ones that told the FBI to go and raid this place.
Okay.
And they got all that, just like they went and raided Epstein and got all of his.
Okay.
And then, and Trump and all of them now know every bad shit that every hip hop person for the last 40 years has done at his parties.
Do you think
And I have a feeling that there's going to be
I would imagine.
huge.
Because
Probably
he's
his spank
obviously
bank.
into. He's obviously into. Right. He's into voyeurism,
Mark
like
my
you
words,
said.
like Cat Williams said, the
And he's
reckoning is happening
filming
in
everything.
2024. But I think it's coming from
But we're just guessing.
the
a lot of
Heritage
Allegedly.
Republican Foundation, and they're going to go after the hip hop, and they're going to start. There's just going to be this media storm of all this shit that's going to happen. Like, oh, here's Beyonce doing coke. Here's Jay-Z. Jay-Z's responsible for this woman's murder. Here's this. Here's this person. Fucking an underage girl. That shit's going to start coming out, and the hip hop industry and anybody who's made money in the hip hop industry is going to get destroyed, and is going to get down, and they're going to have to start sucking dicks again. Like they finally reached a point where people were fucking their dicks. They're gonna
They go full circle.
All their money's gonna get. They tried to go after Kanye. So far, Kanye's surviving it.
Okay.
But I don't think Diddy's gonna survive it. I don't think Jay-Z's gonna survive it. Russell Simmons is already in Bali, and they're trying to go after his money. But as long as he stays in Bali, he gets. And I think he was smart enough to get his money out of there.
Okay, so why is he in Bali?
So
Russell Simmons?
he's in Bali because he was raping all the young models that were going to him for jobs. He would say, "Hey, come to my penthouse," and then he would attack them.
Oh, like for Fat Farm or whatever it was, like his clothing company?
He was doing, yeah, because he had that clothing company and he was hiring models and all that kind of shit. So he was, and some of them were underage, and and a lot of them started claiming rape. And so as soon as the first one claimed rape, he jetted off to Bali, and nothing can be done as long as he's in Bali.
Wow.
So there's all these lawsuits just sitting there waiting for his ass to come back on American territory.
So what is he doing in Bali?
Oh, he's doing these
masturbating and probably young. He's probably doing young girls.
He's pretending he's this new age guru, right? But when you see the pictures of him being in the new age guru and doing the meditation, it's all young 20-year-old white girls. He's in the middle of Bali, but it's all white girls. Like, where's the Asian chick? You're in Bali. There's no Asian chick coming to your meditation center.
Oh, so he's creating his flock.
He's becoming a guru.
Yeah, he's creating
another little flock. And all these gurus, all they ever want are the 18 to 22-year-old girls. And well, a lot of them want 14 to 22.
He wants to have sex available to him at all times.
He wants somebody sucking his dick at all time. And it's not going to be good enough because as soon as you get all your gurus to do that all the time, now you're going to have to shit on them.
Yeah.
Because just fucking you
and get a yacht.
And
get a yacht and do it.
That's the progression.
And he's probably going to start this whole meditation of how you can squat and shit and meditate at the same time.
It's what God says.
Yeah. And it's going to convince all these young stupid girls, oh, it's perfectly good to have somebody shit on. It's the guru.
It's cleansing.
It's cleansing,
Oh my God.
Firstly, I do just want to say that all of this is our speculation and piecing stuff together.
I get all my knowledge from YouTube videos.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But that's the scandal on that. But the hip
God.
hop industry is coming down. I guarantee you. It's coming down.
Is that why Beyonce went country? Not that Beyonce's hip hop. I'm just saying. Is that why we're just switching teams already?
Yeah, just shifting into another genre. Definitely.
But
trying
to
set
it for
Jay-Z is next. Because there's a lot of shit that P. Diddy has on Jay-Z. Well, so far there hasn't been a woman that come out and said that Jay-Z has shat on her. But there's been a couple of women that have come out with suspicions that Jay-Z has killed 2 of his mistresses.
What?
Yeah, allegedly. They have suspicions that 2 of his mistresses got killed.
Well, again,
They died of
Speculation.
natural causes.
Speculation.
But there wasn't a big, huge investigation and everything like that. And
Right.
the investigation just kind of disappeared
Went
after
under
a
the
while.
rug, yeah.
And one of the chicks was supposedly pregnant at the same time Beyonce was.
Mhm.
And Jay-Z panicked because Beyonce was going to hit the shit if she found that out.
Right.
And so she was offed. And she was offed when she was
I
pregnant.
guess if you're
Wow.
married to one of the most like rich, wealthy women in the world, you don't want to preserve that, I guess.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to piss her off.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is a way they're going to take P. Diddy down too. Is that they're going to link him to actually getting Biggie Smalls killed.
Oh.
Okay, I did see that.
Yeah, because Diddy
yeah.
actually was with Biggie, but Biggie, just before he got killed, took a multi-million-dollar deal to another company, to his competitor company. And P. Diddy got so furious. He was quoted as saying, either Tupac, Biggie, or somebody else has to die.
Uh-huh.
Because things have to change.
You know...
So I think that's how they're going to eventually get. They're not going to get Diddy on just sex trafficking because that's everybody's used to that shit. You're like, so what? It's true. If you're just fucking girls now, if you're fucking underage boys, they'll care. But if you're just fucking girls that have said, "Oh yeah, I got on that plane willingly," they're going to be like, "Fuck you, girlfriend," right?
Uh-huh.
But
that's horrible.
if he killed
That's
Biggie
really
Smalls
horrible.
and they can prove that shit, the hip hop community will definitely go against him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's probably associated with the Tupac killing too. Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hip hop community is gonna throw him out. He's gonna lose all of his money. And Jay-Z supposedly got with Diddy a lot because he needed his mistresses killed, and P. Diddy helped with the mistress killing.
Let's go back to musicals where everybody was happy.
Yeah.
Even when they talked about not paying their rent, there was a music. There was a song about it.
There was a song
something
in there.
Yeah, there was a reason to
but
burst
that's
out
what
into
all
jazz
this shit's
hands or
coming
something.
down.
But I
now.
would say, again, he pissed off somebody. He pissed
Yeah.
somebody off that started this whole thing rolling. Because
So
they
you think it's the
obviously
Heritage
he's an
Company
open.
or-
Well, the Heritage Foundation. It's
Foundation.
it's a ultra right wing, but I think they're behind a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the ones that are helping it come out. Now they would need Diddy's help, by doing it in the first place. Like Diddy shouldn't have done this shit in the first place.
Right.
But I think the reason it's coming out
Mhm.
is because it's going to play really well in an election year. And I
Okay.
think they need to destroy the hip hop community. They need to destroy the women community, and that's why they're getting the
and they need-
transgender issue
Right,
out there
of course.
because it divides women,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to divide the black community.
And they need distraction desperately.
yeah, and
Right,
that's what's going to
yeah.
happen. And that's how, if there's enough dividing, they'll be
Mhm.
able to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But Cat Williams was right. Reckoning is coming in 2024.
Did you
Mhm.
watch the Cat Williams interview
Oh, I
on Joe
loved it. It
Rogan?
was fat. Oh no!
No,
Oh, I did. It was boring.
Did you watch? I didn't watch
Yeah.
the whole entire thing. Did you watch the one on Club
Like, I
Shay
wanna-
Shay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was on it with Shay Shay.
Okay.
The one he was really reserved with Joe and didn't come out with a whole bunch of shit. He was just almost as if he didn't really want to be interviewed by Joe Logan.
I didn't watch the whole thing. That's
Joe-
what I was asking.
Yeah. Like I watched it. I was just like, yeah, he's not the same. He's like more back. He's like more
Mhm.
cautious of what he's not like really talking about the subjects.
Right. Right.
know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's because when he's in front of in the black community, he wants to talk about the black community with the black community. I don't think
Gotcha.
he wants to talk about the black community with the white guy.
That can make
Mhm.
sense too. Yeah, I get that.
Because it's not the white, it's not, it belongs, it's about the black community. It's about the issues that we had that we should take care of. We don't need the white savior coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think
Okay.
is why he didn't like really go full force like he did with the Shay Shay.
Well, I mean, both interviews did something like crazy numbers, like over 3 million a piece or
Well,
something.
yeah,
like
because
that.
people were expecting him to go off like he did.
right,
And he
on
didn't.
Club Shay Shay.
Like,
Got
I
it.
don't think, I watched it. I was like, I can't even remember anything.
So what was he
Interesting that
saying
he
in the
said.
Club Shay Shay thing that he was talking
He
about?
was talking about Diddy. He was talking about
Oh.
Jay-Z. He was talking about Kevin Hart. That Kevin
Oh,
Hart was
really?
a plant. That Kevin Hart,
What do you mean he was a plant?
meaning that the Hollywood community and the people that be all the old white guys pick a certain black guy to be the popular dude, a black guy they can control.
Uh-huh.
And then they give him the roles, they give him the money, and they give him the prestige and all that kind of stuff because they can control this
For
black
him
man.
to spy on what's going on.
No, just
No.
so they can control it and they can control the narrative, how he's represented. So when you see Kevin Hart in the movies, a lot of times he's always playing the more, I would call it like the more humiliation role, the more female role, the more role where the man, he's always the butt of the joke.
Right.
Or, and Cat Williams was saying, that the guy's controlled because the black man, they're going to put him in a dress. Like one of the first movies they're going to do is they're going to put him in a dress, and so, and it's about controlling, and it's about, and so they pick certain black men and they promise them certain things and say, all you have to do is, put this dress on and suck my dick and you got a $20 million deal for a movie. And we're going to promote you. And Cat Williams was saying,
Tim, we should be millionaires.
Yeah, I did it for free.
Shit, I know. Well, I didn't do it for free.
I've done that before for free.
I was amazed. I was getting $400 just to fuck somebody. I mean, just to suck a dick. I was like, oh, really? $400 just to suck that? All you want is me to suck your dick for $400? Okay. I thought it was the stupidest damn thing. I would never spend $400 on somebody sucking my clit. Fuck no.
Yeah,
like, can you? No.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
If you need it and you got the money, you pay for it.
All right, so that's
I
that's
never need somebody to suck my clit.
Okay, so as females, the likelihood of me giving you a shilling to lick upon me, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, it's even hard for me to pay $150 for a good massage.
But
and I know a good massage is a great massage and it's really healthy and needy, but I'm still like, it's $150.
Yeah, right.
But the fact that a guy will spend so much money on a prostitute is amazing to me. Like, I worked at a strip club once, and I would see, like, as a bartender, I would see the amount of money these guys would spend on these girls. Like, they would come on payday. And they would go all night until the free breakfast buffet in the morning. Like, that's how long they would go. And they would spend their whole entire check. And it's almost like a culture because if you lack physical contact,
that's what I'm saying. Those taxi dances are going to come back.
And it all comes back to the penis. Their penis service.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm starting to think it's not really about the penis. It's about the weird
mental ego.
in front.
Well,
because
it
it's about
is.
humiliation and dominance and power.
Well,
and that feeds the
believe
sex.
Believe me, when you're horny and there's nobody around a man, it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
It's you go down a hole. And that's what what that strip club was for, was to supply the hole.
Yeah.
But that's
champagne room, I mean.
But also, I think that's why rape isn't as horrible of a crime where they're going to be in prison forever and ever, and then it's easy to prove and stuff. Because I think every man in the back of his head goes, you know what? I've been so horny. I almost went down that hole. If that girl was just a little bit drunk, I might have, And I think that's why they're a little bit more lenient with rape. Because they think, sometimes a man just has to.
But
just sometimes I can understand why a man just has to.
Scientific evidence to prove, like, hi, I was raped. That's if you're smart enough to go to a hospital, get the rape kit done. Because most people are in so much trauma, they don't.
Right.
And I was about to say, well, if she's all damaged down there, but even so, the man will say, oh, she wanted it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She led me on.
I haven't
Look at the way she was dressed.
That actually want you to rip them apart.
Right.
And even for a lot of money, I don't think most women are going to have
especially after you say no.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're crying
But see, that's also an issue with porn because porn sometimes is like, rip me apart, split it open.
Yeah.
No, bitch, that's not what we say. It's usually like, get off my hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're crushing my sternum. I can't breathe.
Or like, lubricate.
Yeah.
God
Spit
damn
on
it.
Like,
yeah. Because if they just shove it in and you're dry, ouch.
Oh, right.
That ain't pleasant. And you ain't pleasant for a week.
Yeah.
And you're like putting antibacterial up there, trying to cure that a little bit faster. Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how the media we're fed kind of induces a chemical response in us and produces a behavior because of that,
Again, okay, so how different would Hollywood be if it wasn't founded by a bunch of men wanting blowjobs from starlets?
Right.
And the casting couch
it would be a bunch of Hallmark crying movies. I'm so depressed. I think I'm fat. I don't know. I'm happy today. Let's go have brunch. Like,
but it might be just
I've fallen in love with that cowboy.
Regular stories or something.
Oh no, he's gay.
But how did Weinstein influence what movies were being made?
Right. He was the continuation of the Hollywood system.
How women were portrayed in movies?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, they
same
would
with
get
the older guys. How did they portray women in movies?
they would get these beautiful women that will do anything to
Mhm.
be in a film,
Mm-hmm.
and there's your power.
Yeah. And
then
then
you can have
call,
them
you
do
know,
anything.
And at first, a lot of A-grade actresses weren't going to do nude scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you promise them a lot of money and you promise them that it's all art, you can convince a woman to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't art. It was some pervert that wanted to see you naked and wanted to have the power to say they got you naked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And all you women out there, actresses, you're like, oh no, it's all for the part. I'm sorry. There's a lot of sex scenes that if every sex scene is the exact same sex scene, no matter what your characterization is, then it's not for the movie. Because if your character is a raging bitch, you're going to have different type of sex than a woman who's really submissive and is really into the guy. You're gonna have different sex, but every sex scene is about the love you do, and the woman's like nah, that's not every sexual encounter.
Especially if she's like portraying a real bitch, and all it takes is a man's touch on her breast, and all of a sudden, she'll get the fuck out of here.
Raped. That's the two options in a movie. She's going to be mad love to.
And she's going to love
violently raped.
And she's going to love it.
Right. But sex varies according to your personality.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I'm sure that there are some movies that are about the personalities and how it affects sex. That would be an interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when every sex scene is the exact same fucking sex scene, it's not about your character, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's that you're that executive wanted to see you naked.
That's how I felt about what was that movie with Emma Stone?
Cool Things or Poor
Sweet
Things.
Yeah,
Poor
Things. I just felt like the sex in that movie was so unnecessary.
It wasn't character.
It
wasn't charactered.
Yeah,
that's what I objected to.
I still haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it's what is it? With
gratification,
sexual gratification, or what is it? Where gratuitous sex?
Gratuitous,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching, and I think that
like they give tips.
And maybe in the book or something like that, maybe it's more actually towards the characterization, the sex and characterization, maybe. Mm-hmm. And they just had to cut certain scenes or certain reactions or something. But when I saw the movie, I was like, I think she would be reacting differently to this sex scene, to this type of sex, to this type of sex partner. Yeah. I think she would be reacting differently. And you built up a certain type of character, and now I don't see that character anymore. Now that she's in the prostitution house,
the thing that
made
me
let's give her an Academy Award.
Yeah,
I know. The thing that made me
naked. I guarantee you, they gave her that because she was an A actress, and they promised her, if you do all this shit, you're gonna get an Academy Award.
The thing that made me super uncomfortable, there was this one particular scene while she was working in the whorehouse, and a father comes in with his sons, and he's like, "You're going to have sex with me in front of my sons, so they understand how to do it."
Oh,
I was highly uncomfortable with that.
Oh my god!
But that is true, though.
No. I know that. I know that that's happened, like in historically and stuff. But so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just not comfortable with that. And then I started to think about because my kids did acting when they were younger, and I started to think as a parent, as going on set with my kid, I would not allow my child to do this role.
Right.
I would not.
Right. Oh, and let's talk about the Nickelodeon dude that just got busted. So the head of the Nickelodeon. So he's in charge of all the kid programming, right? And hiring all the actresses and I forget which name. There's two of them involved.
Does he have a puppy and a van? Because this is starting.
No, so did he? What did he get busted for?
So underage sex with the boys.
Oh God, the Harvey Weinstein thing.
Well, Harvey was mostly girls, but with boys.
And or just in general.
Nickelodeon, all the Nickelodeon stars, and with the girls. He sexualized all the girls. All these girls are underage girls, but when you watch their shows,
they're wearing high heels in middle school.
They're wearing the high heels.
With short
they're wearing
skirts.
This. Have you watched Charm? Charm, they're always in this, and they're showing the tits and the tight outfits and stuff. Nickelodeon girls, underage girls, are all wearing those outfits, and they promote it. And guess what? It influenced culture because now you had 100%. A bunch of 12-year-old girls and 8-year-old girls dressed in the same way. And so what I'm saying is, if these perverts weren't in charge of what's going on with our art,
Well,
would
once
our
again,
art be different? Would our culture be different?
absolutely.
Would
Once
there be
again,
8-year-old girls
Influence would be
twerking?
different.
Would they be wearing high heels
once
and push-up
again,
bras?
once again,
Right, exactly.
that has nothing to do with the art.
Right.
It has to do with men with egos and penises
And they wanted to see
in charge.
12-year-old girls in push-up bras.
Right.
See, I
And
think
short skirts.
that are
the
horny.
word art allows people to have
away
a
with
very big
anything.
gray area.
Yeah.
Yep.
For instance, in New York City, you're not allowed to show your nipples,
Right.
right? You can, you know,
Show
what I
the
mean?
entire big ass boob, but not that little tiny little
Right,
nipple.
Yeah.
not the nipple. You can simulate sex as in art,
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
But not for
burlesque, like you
real.
could, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's considered art, but you can't show your nipple.
Mhm.
Or-
But I can pretend like
or
I'm having sex
You
with
could do a
multiple
porn
people.
art
Right.
where you're actually having sex, but as long as there's a camera in the room, it's not prostitution.
Right.
But you're getting paid
Right.
to have
You're
sex.
getting
Right,
paid to have
right,
sex.
Right. So
Right.
I always thought every prostitute should carry around a camera and just say, "Yo, no, officer, I'm making a porn movie. You're
Yeah.
interrupting my
Join my
art.
OnlyFans, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my art. I'm not a prostitute. I'm an artist,
That would be, you know,
Right?
you bitches need to organize.
right? And that's what the more older I'm getting, the more actual conservative I am, because I'm starting to see how it's actual perverts that are
Right. Yep.
telling our culture what to do.
hmm They're influencing
Yeah.
our culture.
So do
A
you-
bunch
Definitely.
of weird ass perverts.
Definitely.
So I want to ask you though, because you are a retired escort,
Mhm.
how do you think the media and stuff that you were fed influenced your choice to actually become an escort? Because was it like oftentimes it's fantasized,
well,
you
Mhm.
know?
Well, what influenced me was because when I was growing up, it was slightly a different world where, the women didn't get to have their own credit card until 1970. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. 1974, I believe.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay. So when I was growing up, women were supposed to be married. Okay. That was your
Mhm.
fulfillment and to have children.
That was the ultimate
Right.
goal.
And whenever
Yeah.
I read books or saw movies or something, I would see that the married women were always miserable.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
concubines and the prostitutes
They were
and
the
the
fun ones.
actresses, right? And the mistresses were having the good time.
Absolutely.
So that's what influenced me.
wow.
that-
Mm.
And
Good
in-
time, Charlie.
That
Or
in
good
real,
time,
and
Charlotte.
even in real life, that you would hear, and growing up, I would babysit for women, and all of them would be complaining about being married with kids.
Mhm.
So I was like, the last thing I wanted to do was get married and have kids.
And be miserable.
But I wanted to be invited to the party, but I didn't want to, suck a man's dick for nothing.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So I was like, sex worker, let me go
Uh-huh.
for it. Because now I can have the fun. I can explore sex because I also wanted to explore sex because I didn't have a huge, I didn't have a whole bunch of lovers before I became,
Right.
I wanted to explore. So I wanted to explore, and the prostitutes were the ones that were having more fun. They had
Wow.
more liberties. Like a prostitute in the Old West, she had her
Mhm.
property. The property was hers.
Yeah.
She well, if she was owned by a brothel, maybe not, but if she could become a madam
Mhm.
and own stuff. Whereas a wife, you were just a wife and you were his property.
Yeah, you were
So
submissive.
now you were
Totally
his
submissive.
fucking property.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
And to this day, there's still wives that are property. And that's what
And there's one on the
ultra
Supreme Court.
nationalist conservatives Christians want to bring back, is that wife is property.
Mhm.
And that's why they're teaching all their young girls to talk
Mm.
in that really soft baby voice, and that the man is dominant and the man should be your king and all
Oh,
this
God.
shit, because they're trying to bring back that the man is king and the man is dominant and that you are their property. They're trying to bring that shit back.
I was like,
Mhm.
man, they're gonna shit on us too.
Well, yeah, because as soon as you're property and you're giving him sex
Right.
whenever he wants to,
Yeah.
he's become born. Guess what?
Right.
He's going to start shitting on your back.
Yeah.
Because he's got to humiliate you in some way.
You have to
or
catch
he's
me
going to start
first.
sharing you with his friend, because that's another form of humiliation.
You would have to catch me and probably like knock me out and tie me up because I'm not willingly letting anyone shat on my back.
And then they pass you around too, because humiliation is you getting fucked by somebody else. That's part of the
Mm.
humiliation, because you were supposed to just be his. They
Right.
promised you in this and that's the thing with these Christian conservatives. I'm always like, okay, if you're going to have the man is supposed to be the breadwinner and he's supposed to respect the wife and take care of her and love
Mhm.
his children, But if he's not doing this, why am I still supposed to be the submissive housewife?
Right, right.
Because if he's not holding up his end of the bargain, why the fuck do you still expect me to hold up my end of the bargain? And that's another reason why I broke with the church. Because it seemed like men got to do whatever the fuck they want, and their bargain, like the Bible bargain that they were supposed to agree to, was no longer being enforced by the priest or anybody else. So why are the women are still supposed to be doing this shit, but the men aren't? So fuck you, religious organizations, because you're not forcing the men for their part of the bargain. You're just forcing the women their part of the bargain. So that told me...
This episode has been sponsored by the Church of Not.
And that told me that it wasn't about God. It wasn't about...
Exactly.
It was about dominating females.
Right. Well, it's all about dominance. The whole
Yeah.
thing is about dominance. Again, Hollywood, Nickelodeon, all of that is about dominance.
And it plays into...
It has nothing to do with art, religion, nothing. None
And
of
it plays into why they want to dominate children, too. Because all these men are fucking children. And if you can dominate a child, right? And you can fuck that child and everything like that.
Oh
And
my
now
God.
you're raising a child to want to dominate other children as well.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
you're raising them
creating
into
that
your
behavior.
male fantasy of being able to dominate even children. And that's why the man owns his children. Because that's a form of dominance, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants to his kids.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Back in the
Lord.
olden days, you were allowed to kill your wife and child if you wanted to. Back in the Roman
In some
days.
countries, you still are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were certain
Yeah.
rules
That's
that you
true.
weren't supposed to do. Like there were certain types of murders you weren't supposed to do.
But a little acid is
But-
okay. Like,
Yeah.
come
But
on.
she's your property. You could
Yeah.
beat her. That's why beating wasn't against the law, because she's your property. You could beat her.
Oh my gosh. Horrible.
And you were supposed to be able to beat her before she died. Like if you beat her until she died, well then they could possibly get you for murder.
Right.
But they can find it in court. The bitch deserved it.
Yeah, right.
She's my property.
Wow.
You know, I only smacked her once.
I would not be good in the olden days.
I was going to say, I just
I
can't
could-
imagine
yeah.
Devin
No,
coming
because
home.
you would have been programmed. You would have been programmed.
Yeah.
And if you weren't
I
programmed,
also, in my
who do you
mind,
think were burning at the stakes?
yeah, in my mind,
People thinking.
Right,
I
it wasn't
feel like
witches,
I have
it was
ninja
women that
in my
said no.
DNA
Yeah.
somewhere. So I feel like some
You
shit's
would've
gonna
been
pop
burned-
off. And they'll just see like, I'm gonna like ninja my shit.
No, you would have been burned at the stake. They would have burned your ass.
Yeah, they definitely. I would have definitely been burned as a witch. That I know.
And that's another way of controlling the females.
Sometimes you know.
You would have been burned.
Yeah, especially with the all black all the time and a very depressing attitude.
And
you know,
won't
then,
let anybody shit on your back.
Yeah, I won't let anyone shit on me.
You won't let the
Definitely
village
going down
elders
as a witch.
shit on your back. Of course,
Definitely
they're
going
gonna burn
down
you
as a witch.
You gotta let the village
I'd be a
elders shit on
terrible
you.
whore. I would be I could, oh my God. I'd be like, no, how about fuck yourself? I'm not gonna do it. I just can't. Like, it's terrible. Like, there's certain things that I know that are in my DNA that I just shouldn't do. Like, food service. Like,
Yeah.
All right, so this has been Comedy Sex Show. I'm Tara Tiara.
I'm Lola
And
Bastinado.
I'm Tim Moss, TYMMOSS on all social media.
Yes. Make sure you follow us everywhere as Comedy Sex Show, and we'll see you the next time. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.